All right, good morning, everyone. Hi. So we'll try to keep this as on time as possible. I know people probably want to get some sort of lunch before start demo day. I know Sunny is about to be a panelist all day long, so he probably wants to get some food before that starts. So I'll try to keep it as on time as possible. Before I start introducing myself, I'm going to let the panelists start. They'll talk a little bit about themselves, and then they'll talk a little bit about their company, and then we'll dig into questions. But we're all very, very excited to be sharing what does it mean to support and help founders and developers in the current market situation. So, Sunny, go ahead. We'll start you.
Okay, thanks to Taipei Blockchain Week for inviting me. So I'm Sunny, community manager at BNB Chain. I manage the Chinese-speaking area and also support project growth through marketing and community. So if you don't know, BNB Chain is the largest smart contract blockchain. Currently, we have over 2 million weekly active users and also like more than 1.3K active dApps on chain. So that's all about me.
Hi, my name is Donn. I run partnerships for Ottersec. We do audits. Notable clients, Solana, Near, Aptos, Sui. We also have Android capabilities, so we're auditing Solana's new Saga phone as well.
Hey everyone, excuse my voice. Like it's been through a pretty exciting week. So I'm Michael. I'm managing partner of Lee Capital. Our current AUM is 45 million in total, and we invest in primary market and also secondary market. We also have a quant trading team running our own quant strategies. All right, thank you.
Cool. Michael's one of the hosts of the party last night, so
yeah, it was wild. Thanks. If you guys come, like, I just want to say thanks to everyone who shows the support.
Cool. So, hi everyone. My name is Kelvin, like the temperature. Always like to introduce myself that way. I currently work as associate product manager at Coinbase, which is the most trusted exchange in the world. I specifically work on Coinbase Wallet. Just a quick pulse in the room. Do people have Coinbase Wallet downloaded? Just raise your hand if you do. Okay. Not seeing a lot, so come chat with me if you're interested in learning more about Coinbase Wallet later and how we're building for developers. So to kick us off with a question that I think is on everyone's mind probably is we are currently in a pretty deep crypto winter. I blame FTX. I don't know who you guys blame. But yeah, so given that we're in this market situation, what advice do you guys have for founders and developers here in the room of building through the winter? So we'll start off with Michael here, but we'll let everyone kind of pitch in the thoughts into that.
Okay. First of all, as a founder of a capital, I think I'm in the same situation as every project's founder. Because we have our own investor, we have to take care of, we have to persuade them to don't withdraw the liquidity, to stay confident in this industry. So I think all the projects founders should do the same, like keep your investors' relationship tight to keep them updated. Like don't let them like just don't know what you guys doing. Like trying to like give them all the details that the project's updates, so they won't be like panic or something. So that's the advice for founder, and the advice for developers. I would say stay focused on the project that you are working on, and then just have faith in what you're building, because of the whole ecosystem. Needs all the developers to keep aligned and then just keep growing with the entire industry. Yeah.
Yeah, echo the same sentiment here. Build, learn, help other people learn, and then reach out and talk to other people, right? So if you have any questions, actually, like I'm always available via Telegram. So Alexander5 on Telegram. If you have security questions, and obviously from the security side, right? If you guys have any security questions, just reach out. If I can't answer it, if it's a technical question, I probably can't answer it, but I can refer you to Robert, and then he can answer it for you. But we're always there. We're happy to chat, and just be engaged in communities, right? If you need access to any of the Telegram groups, and if I happen to be in there, I'm happy to invite you into them.
Yeah, for the BNB chain standpoint, I feel like it's kind of like the same thing, but yesterday I did some like research of what the ecosystem is lacking. So I think there's a common pattern of founders that they are lacking. Their community is lacking interest in them more and more because like the crypto market is down. So I feel like to echo one of the last panel about like engaging core supporters. So I have 3 E's to like advice for founders. It's like be efficient, to make sure your team is efficient, put money into the right place that creates impact. Don't put it on like airdrop campaigns because that's not how you engage real users. Be engaging. So make sure you identify who's your core supporters, enthusiasts, who engage and really care about what you're doing, because they might be the only people listening to you during this like crypto winter. And the third thing is be exciting. Make sure to excite your supporters, your core group through what you build. And yeah, excited people are like patient people. They are really, they can wait for you to get past this time. So be exciting, and then also be efficient, be engaging, and just to make sure like you still survive, so you can still make it.
Yeah, echoing everything the panelists said, I personally also believe that during the winter, the crypto winter and down markets, that's where a lot of the innovation is built. And this is where you build infrastructure when people aren't using your services, so that when the bull market does come, and it will come in a few years, hopefully soon, but when it does come, you'll have the infrastructure to actually support the large amount of people who's going to be using your service in the future. So continuing on to that kind of line of questioning, Michael, specifically for you and Lead Capital, thinking a little bit about the current landscape, a lot of funding, especially venture funding, is kind of slowing down. They're a lot more critical in how they're looking at these startups and ideas that founders have. What kind of advice do you have for founders and developers in the room to be able to allow their product to stand out in this market where a lot of these capitals is drying up?
Okay, that's a huge topic, yeah, to help a product to stand out. But I would try to say in a pretty simple way. So let's look at Bitcoin, the most adopted project in the whole industry, or Ethereum, or the other big DeFi project like Aave, Curve. You know, what's the common thing they all have? Yeah. They have a huge user base, and they have supporters, they have followers, and of course they do have a good product. But the most important thing is in our industry is about consensus, I would say. Yeah. So if you are building a product, you should also building your community base that supports your product. They are willing to promote your product, no matter what. Like for myself, I call myself a big Bitcoin evangelist because like back in like 2015, that's the first time I engaged with Bitcoin. I was playing one of the online game, it's called CSGO, and then I have to sell my items, the skin, and somehow the bank wouldn't allow me to do it because I have to provide some like billing address stuff and then KYC stuff. And then I find out that, oh, there's a way you can get your money back. It's called Bitcoin. Then I started to look up on the internet what Bitcoin is, and then that's how I got into Bitcoin. Yeah, so Bitcoin serves the purpose, like it says in the white paper, it's a peer-to-peer cash, I forgot, what was it? The cash system, but it's something like the peer-to-peer. Like it can solve your problem with the centralized bank. So for me, like I look at the product, does it serve the purpose? Does it fulfill the needs that users have? And I think that's the most important things that a standout product should have. So we'll need the strong community base, and also it'll have to serve the right purpose, and then just, sorry.
No, I totally agree. I think your point about finding the right kind of product market fit is very critical.
Yeah.
And what exactly is the user need, right? Especially in crypto, I think a lot of products are like, oh, let's put it on Web3, but does it actually need to be on Web3? Like, is there an easier way to solve this in Web2? I think specifically looking for Web3 problems where Web3 actually is more efficient, better. I think that's very critical, as you were saying. Cool. Moving on, and a question specifically for Alex and Ottersec. How can founders and developers utilize Ottersec's service to make their products better? So thinking a little bit about auditing and things around that. So yeah, love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, audits are kind of part and parcel for everything that we do, right? Like if you're writing code, then you need an audit. There's no two bits about it. We're kind of diversifying the ways that we're engaging with the wider population, right? And so we're starting to host CTFs, smart contract CTFs. That's capture the flag. So we introduce bugs into test, sample pieces of code, and then we have developers try to go hunt down those bugs. And then the more that we can kind of help everybody build this culture of security and put security always on your mind, then it makes it easier for all of us to audit the applications that you guys are asking us to audit, right? And then on top of that, engage us early. Find, like, that's the reason why I'm participating more and more on these panels, and you'll see me around with a bright neon shirt at the different conferences. We're here to help. We want to get engaged early, and you should definitely engage the audit. It's not just us. Engage the audit companies early on in the process, and the earlier that you do it, the higher probability of success later on, less painful it's going to be for you. In terms of like a code revision, right? And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to get to that last point. Go, oh my God, I need an audit. Like, who do I call? Like I saw this guy up on stage about 6 months ago, but what's his name? And then then the scramble starts, and then your timelines start to go out and out and out because you don't know who you're engaging with. You don't know what the timelines are. They could be backed up, which is what's happened over the last year, right? We had 6 months plus wait times. You don't know how the auditor works. You haven't worked with them before. Your communication styles are all different, and all that good stuff, right? And so the earlier that you can engage, the more you can figure these things out, right? You understand what the timelines are. You understand what needs to be done. You understand. You have the checklist that goes down of like what you need to provide the auditors, what what the timelines look like, what needs to be done from your side, what needs to be done from their side, and it just makes the whole process a lot less stressful.
Cool. So start early, I think, is one of the advice here.
Yes.
So for Sunny and the BNB chain, thinking a little bit about, again, founders and developers, there's so many different kind of chains they can be using. There's probably thousands out there. Could you talk a little bit about the unique advantages of building specifically with the BNB chain? Okay.
Thank you for the shilling moment. So I'm from a marketing and community perspective. So from this perspective, BNB chain is one of the biggest Web3 community. We have, as I said before, 1 million plus weekly active users. We have like 1.3K active dApps. So with that kind of users and that kind of transaction, and also we're kind of known for like GameFi, right? These are like really high transaction volume kind of applications. So we're also on the frontier of looking for like scaling solutions like our BNB application sidechain and ZKBNB, as I think we showed yesterday. So yeah, we are on that frontier, so it's good. Like infrastructure is something we really look into. I don't have much time to talk about like every nitty gritty of like support programs and stuff, but like it's also 3 M's. So money, market, and mentorship. Money is like obvious, right? Funding, grants, bounties. It's something that might sustain you through this crypto winter, right? Market, yeah, we do have the biggest market. Web3 community, very active. This is a gateway or entry port for you to engage with this big community. Third is mentorship. Mentorship is everything from like tokenomics advisory, from security to risk kind of management, and also into like we can get you to connect with people that you might need, services you might need, like audit firms, right? So this is all we provide, and if you are interested in the details, you can go to like bnbchain.org. It's always ready for you over there.
Cool. It seems like Sunny has a lot of these acronyms with EEE and MMM.
I try to make it easier because like it's like naming it.
It is much easier to remember. So if anyone did forget, feel free to ask him later again what those acronyms stands for. Cool. So now let's move on to a question for the whole panel. Given that most of the founders and developers in the room are most likely based in Asia, so Taiwan, Singapore, what advantages do you think there is, or differentiators from the perspective of being in Asia? What kind of differentiator do you think can exist for people who are building from Asia and not from, say, the US? And anyone can go ahead.
I can go first because like we are really big in Asia. So I feel like Asia was always like we work hard. We have strong devs. We have strong engineers, right? We are known for that. We make stuff for the whole world, right? Also in Taiwan, I'm from Taiwan, so I know what's happening here. We work on stuff for Apple, for Google, for all these big brands, but we are always making stuff for people. So I think the advantage is we really have those strong engineering power, but let's just try to move more onto the innovative side. Let's try to put different combinations of ideas together, try to solve actual questions, actual like pain points, and not just making another StepN or like making another Axie Infinity, making another Uniswap. We don't really need that anymore. We want to see like more use cases with blockchain, with NFTs, with crypto, with zero knowledge proof, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my perspective.
Probably something similar too. I mean, like the Asia seems pretty tight knit, and like this conference was fantastic. A lot of really good discussions, and we just need to keep up that kind of momentum and hopefully have more. Well, like COVID's really done a number on everything the past couple of years, and so. But as we kind of come back out of that with more conferences, I think that like Asia's set for that, for that spark to kind of keep that collaboration going.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right now is the best time for everyone, for builders and all the contributors to discover what was the most important thing in the industry. What's the world's need with blockchain technology? Like is like blockchain technology really gonna help the certain industry for their enhancement? Is that a thing that we really need? If it's, then we should just like go all the way in. Like Sunny said, like we are the hardworking people in Asia. That's our strength. So that's how I recommend it.
Cool. And Yeah, totally agree with everything that the panelists is saying. I think I'm Taiwanese myself, and I've always loved kind of the culture and the people, especially just seeing this conference, for example. I didn't know there's so many people involved in crypto and so passionate about crypto here. So it's really cool to be able to see that going on in this medium. So let's move on to a fun question about an optimistic outlook for the future. So for every panelist here, what are some crypto or blockchain, NFT, anything within our space related innovation are you most excited for, let's say in the next 5 years? So yeah, thinking a little bit about innovation, what are you most excited for?
Okay, I would say infrastructure, especially wallet, because let's look back in for me myself, 2015. That's the first time I got into crypto. There wasn't much option back then. Like I remember that the first Bitcoin wallet I downloaded. It's on my computer. There's no the app, mobile app wallet back then. So it was kind of hard for retail users to get into crypto, but now it's getting better. Look at 2017 when the ICO hype. There's more and more wallet that comes out for people to participate in different stuff like DApps. I remember correctly, and then for now with wallet you can use like more than just DApp. You can do a lot of like interaction stuff with the different, especially like bridging. You can bridge from one chain to another. So it's a huge step. So I'm pretty excited to see like more wallet apps that comes out that can bring more retail users into the space more easily and without to worry about like the private key storage or they lost the funds with some malicious smart contract because of the click with the something wrong. Yeah, so that's what I'm most excited about. It's the infra, especially in the wallet area.
Yeah, similar lines. Anything to do with easing user onboarding. So wallets, you can now access DApps within the wallets. That's really cool. And then Solana's new Saga phone. Similar kind of, they've got an app store on there that's planned, and to be able to access your DApps, your wallet, all in one setting, then that's awesome because it just makes anything to ease going from wallet to app. Then that's always a plus in my books.
5 years is a really long time. Like I haven't been into crypto for 5 years, so I don't really have a clue of what 5 years later would look like, but just for like recent, I would say that as everyone is getting into blockchain, right? I think most of you guys are also aware of maybe big tech companies like tracing us down, like spying us, right? Getting all our information and selling it to like ads and stuff, right? So while this might not be like a popular opinion, but like blockchain is actually doing the same stuff for like your on-chain activities, and it's also like public, right? So how to make use of blockchain, like the public ledger part aspect of that, and also keep privacy is something that I think BNB Chain is looking into. So that's also our bounty for TBW, right? We have ZK with Soulbound token bounty out. So really excited to see what people come up. And I think like just try, like I'm just excited about like any combination of new ideas. I met a lot of like exciting founders the past week. I feel like everyone is trying to actually solve a pain point and just try to like solve something, because like myself, BNB Chain is kind of like more on the corporate side of Web3 companies, like teams, right? So we have to do invoices for a lot of stuff, and then blockchain invoice is kind of like not really there yet. So I would really appreciate, I think someone is already doing that, if that guy is there, so he'll know.
Request finance.
Oh yeah, request finance. We met at a bar. So yeah, and also like for user experience, I feel like that's also really important for wallets, for if you need to have gas, if you need to, like, let's say you want to play a game, but you need to buy some tokens first, create a wallet, that all kind of stuff is just creating friction for people to use blockchain. I feel like that is something we need to see improve to cut down the friction, cut down like all the stuff that might block people from doing blockchain.
Cool. So let's move on to a fun question. I think people in the room have kind of are in different stages of their life in terms of exposure to Web3. Maybe there's people in here who are brand new to Web3. Maybe there's people here who's been around for a while. Just curious to hear how you guys got into crypto, and then how do you guys got into your specific role at your specific company now. And I'll give you guys some time to think a little bit about it. I can talk about a little about my own story. So I actually didn't start trading crypto until I want to say 2021 August. That was like the first time I traded Bitcoin on Robinhood. And that was because I was waiting for my driver license in the US before I can actually trade crypto. So there's still definitely a lot of friction before people can get into the crypto space. And it was from there that a whole year I just fell in love with the technology, fell in love with the different communities that are around, and ultimately was able to demonstrate that passion and get into a job at Coinbase to build what I'm really interested in. So that's kind of a little bit about my life path, and I think people in the room definitely will be very interested to hear how each of you got into crypto and then got into the company you're at now.
I can go first. I feel like my story will be the boring one. So I was exposed to crypto when like 2018, first year of college, right? It was just like a club fair, right? Walking around and sawing like some tokens. Like there's just one club that have these token signs, and also like you need to scan, like join a Telegram group for like some stuff, right? New to college, so you want to get like every free stuff. That was the blockchain club of my school. Even though like those tokens don't work anything anymore, but like it's like that's my entry point. So after that, being exposed to more and more blockchain knowledge, and then also like to meet with like club speakers and like all these professional people, it finally led me to this like internship, and then community manager at BNB Chain.
So for me, it was back in 2011. I saw a guy who was a mid-level manager at AT&T, and one day he rolled up in a Hummer. I was like, "What?" And across his license plate said Bitcoin. So I had to ask questions. I didn't officially join, get into the scene until just this last year. I was at a Solana hackathon, ran into the Ottersec team. Sparks flew, and here I am. So,
Amazing.
Great. I think I already mentioned in the previous topic how I got into Bitcoin is because I played a game called CS:GO and tried to sell the items, and then trying to convert the cash back to my account, but the bank wouldn't allow me, so that's why I chose another path, which is Bitcoin. But then after that, like I didn't get into that much except Bitcoin until like the early of 2017, all the ICO hype. I was doing a lot of investment with a couple crypto friends, and then one day one of my crypto friends called me that, "Oh, hey bro, do you want to join a company that we're starting up?" I was like, "Oh, what is that about?" He's like, "Oh, we found a Korean whale. He wants to start his own VC. He got into crypto back in 2010. He's like the earliest one of the Bitcoin adopter." I was like, "Oh, sure, let's try." And then we started a team in Taiwan, and there's another division in Korea and Vietnam. So that's how we started, from investing in different projects with our Korean boss. And then after that, we've been through I think that's the most devastating winter time back in 2018 and 19, and then so my Korean boss decides he's gonna just quit for now. Maybe he will like return some days. So and then there's a team in Taiwan. They found me. They say they want to start an exchange. It's called Ace Exchange. So I'm actually part of one of the founding member in Ace Exchange, and then after I think Ace Exchange lasts for already four years. Yeah, they started at the most brutal time, which is 2018, and then until now it's growing bigger. And then I was in Ace Exchange to help them to set up all the structure and guideline. And then I tell them, oh, do you guys want to try to invest into the real crypto project? And then the founder of Ace Exchange said, yeah, sure, we can do it. And then we started to invest in different projects, such as Blockto is one of the wallet project that works with Flow and Aptos. Yeah, so they are actually a Taiwanese company. So we invested in them back in 2019. And then we also do try lots of different things, like for the DeFi, for instance. Yeah, we set up a new team, which is the Lead Capital, and then to do all the DeFi stuff, investment, we do the yield farming, mining in YFI, and then we do a lot of different DeFi stuff. It's crazy. The DGen experience, yeah, with my company, and then until now we start to invest like all the Web3 stuff. Yeah, that's my experience in crypto.
Cool. So that's I'm gonna start wrapping up. But here's a question: if the developers and the founders in the room, after hearing like all the sessions, thought, oh man, I really want to get involved with each of your individual company, how can they go about doing it? So giving you guys some time to talk a little bit about, how can developers and founders get involved with you guys moving forward after the conference?
Find us on Telegram, find us on Twitter, Ottersec_IO on Twitter, Alexander5 on Telegram.
Okay, so for BNB Chain, it's also simple. So at BNB Chain on Telegram, on Twitter, and also bnbchain.org. It's our hub for resources. And you can also just reach out to me if you want to. I'll be around, or I'll also be sitting here for like the rest of the day. So feel free to reach out, and yeah.
All right. We just released a news, I think 2 or 3 days ago. We are setting up a new ecosystem fund just for Taiwanese blockchain startups. So if you guys are interested, you can go up to our website, and I think there's the email that you can send your pitch deck, and then and arrange the time to call with us.
Cool. And if anyone's interested in learning more about Coinbase Wallet, for example, feel free to come chat with me. And you can also find me pretty easily on the internet, just my name on LinkedIn. I'm like on there probably 1-2 hours a day. I think that's way more than most people on LinkedIn. Like I think I use LinkedIn more than Twitter, which is bad because I think crypto is on Twitter, not on LinkedIn. But cool. So maybe final 1 minute answer. What final advice do you guys have for founders and developers in the room?
Connect, reach out, don't be shy. I freely give out the contact, my personal Telegram, because very few people actually reach out. So reach out. We're here. We want to help. Ping us.
I would originally want to say like come to BNB Chain, but like just survive. Like save up your money. Don't expose too much of your money into like those like low interest stuff. Just make sure money is there, right, to sustain you, and also just spend your money wisely. Money is kind of like what holds you through this kind of times. Like normal human needs money, right? So just do that, and also just keep building, keep engaging, keep people excited. That's all.
I think the whole crypto industry will grow. That's for sure. That's why my advice, that's me, the more if you couldn't be risk that much, then I wouldn't suggest you guys do the same. But for me, I'm going to go all in again if I have time, if I have a chance. Yeah, I'll try. I'm still waiting right now, but I'll do that. I did it before, and then I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, totally agree with everything here. And advice on my end, I think, again, not financial advice. All views are my own. I forgot to say these. I feel like my legal coworkers would appreciate if I say this at the beginning. But for me, every time I look at Bitcoin and Ethereum during like the bull market, I'm like, oh man, I wish I invested when it was like, I don't know, $3 or something. And then everyone has the same feeling during those times. But then when the crash happens, people are like, okay, sell, crypto's dead. Like when it actually gets to a super low price, people are like, oh, it's dead, don't put your money in it. And then when it goes back up, people go, oh man, I wish I invested before. So I think personally, I think crypto is going to be around for a very, very long time until, you know, Web 4 or Web 5 replaces it. I'm a believer of the technology. I'm a believer of the people. So yeah, I think right now my advice is, you know, just keep your heads down, keep building, ignore it when people are like, hey, crypto's dead, haha. Yeah, just keep having faith, I think, is a really critical part of being in this industry.
Like to that point really quickly, I come to these conferences and find the developers. They're the ones who are building, and they're the ones who actually know what is going on, because they're talking to the VCs, they're talking to the other devs in the room, and they can give you a much better picture of what's going on versus like, oh my God, it's all going to hell. Like let's bail. Like we like, or yeah, like I keep hearing this statement like, oh my God, like Solana's going down, like it's not going to be anywhere, and like that's not what we're seeing, right? Where people are still building. They're still plotting forward. So find the devs, talk to them. You'll get the real story.
Yeah, to echo on that, I feel like traders don't have faith in anything. They just price is their faith. So if you're looking at a KOL or like a trader or something, and you think based on that opinion, you think that crypto is dead. Maybe you just find a dev as well. Just like you see faith in devs after some like ecosystem changes, right? Recently, you see faith in like different ecosystems, as well as like BNB chain. We see faith in our devs as well. So if you also have doubt, just look for fellow devs, and they'll like try to hold you up and keep it through. Yeah.
Cool. Well, enjoy lunch, and let's give a round of applause for all the panelists today.